New times demand new answers. Old problems cry out for better results. This morning, we leave behind the old ways and old divisions and begin a new day for Chicago. I am proud to lead a city united in common purpose and driven by a common thirst for change. To do that, we must face the truth. It is time to take on the challenges that threaten the very future of our city. The quality of our schools, the safety of our streets, the cost and effectiveness of city government, and the urgent need to create jobs, the jobs of the future right here in the city of Chicago. The decisions we make in the next 2 or 3 years will determine what Chicago will look like in the next 20 or 30. In shaping that future, our children and their schools must come first. There are some great success stories in our schools. Wonderful, imaginative teachers and administrators who pour their hearts into their mission and inspire students to learn and succeed. I honor those educators. I want to lift them up, support them, and make them the standard for the Chicago public school system. But let us also recognize the magnitude of the challenge and the distance we must go before we can declare that the Chicago public schools are what they should be. Today, our school system only graduates half of our kids. And with one of the shortest school days in years in the country, we even shortchange those who earn a diploma. By high school graduation, a student in Houston has been in the classroom an equivalent of 3 years longer than a student in Chicago, even when they both started kindergarten on the very same day. Our legislature in Springfield has taken a historic first step, and I personally want to thank Senate President Cullerton, Senate Leader Kimberly Lightford, Speaker Madigan, House Leader Barbara Flynn Curry, and Representative Linda Chapa-Lavia, and all those in the Illinois General Assembly, members from both parties who took the courageous and critical vote. Finally, Chicago will have the tools we need to give our school children the schools they deserve. A longer school day and year on par with other major cities, and reform tenure to help us keep good teachers and pay them better. Each child has one chance at a good education. Every single one of them deserves the very best we can provide. And I am encouraged that the governor will act soon to make these reforms a reality for our children. To lead our efforts in Chicago, we have a courageous new school CEO and a strong and highly qualified new school board with zero tolerance for the status quo and a proven track record to back it up. As some have noted, including Amy, I am not a patient man. And when it comes to improving our schools, I will not be a patient mayor. My responsibility is to provide our children with highly qualified and motivated teachers, and I will work day and night to meet that obligation. But let us be honest, for teachers to succeed, they must have parents as partners. To give our children the education they deserve, parents must get off the sidelines and involved with their child's education. The most important door for a child's education is the front door of that home. And nothing I do at the schools can ever replace that. Working together, though, we can create a seamless partnership from the classroom and to the family room to help our children learn and succeed. We will do our part. And parents, we need you to do yours. Second, we must make our streets safer. Chicago has always had the build of a big city with the heart of a small town. But that heart is being broken as our children continue to be victims of violence. some in their homes, some on their porches, some on their way to and from school. During the campaign, I visited a memorial in Roseland, one that lists the names of children who've been killed by gun violence. This memorial is only a few years old, but with 220 names, it has already run out of space. There are 150 more names yet to be added. I want you to think about that. Think about what that means. Memorials are society's most powerful tribute to its highest values and ideals: courage, patriotism, sacrifice. What kind of society have we become when we find ourselves paying tribute not only to soldiers and police officers, but to children who are just playing on the block? What kind of society have we become when the memorials we build honor the loss of innocence and the loss of childhood? That memorial does more than mourn the dead. It shames the living. It should prod all of us, every adult, to step in, stand up, and speak out. We cannot look away, and we cannot become numb to it. Kids belong in our schools, on our playgrounds, in our parks, not frozen in time on the side of a grim memorial. Our new police chief understands this. As a beat officer who worked his way through the ranks, and as a leader of a department who dramatically reduced violent crime, he is the right man at the right time for the right job. But here too, like our schools, partnership is key. The police cannot do it alone. It's not enough to bemoan violence in our neighborhoods. Those who have knowledge and information that can help solve and prevent crimes have to come forward and help. Together, we can make all our streets in every neighborhood safer. Third, we must put the City of Chicago's financial house in order, because we cannot do any of these things if we squander the resources they require. From the moment I began my campaign for mayor, I've been clear about the hard truths and the tough choices we face. We simply can't afford the size of city government that we had in the past, and taxpayers deserve a more effective and efficient government than the one we have today. Our city's financial situation is difficult and profound. We can't ignore these problems a day longer. It is not just a matter of doing more with less. We must look at every aspect of city government and ask some basic questions. Can we afford it? Is it worth it? Do we need it? Is there a better deal? While we are not the first city government to face these tough questions, it is my fervent hope that we become the first to solve them. The old ways no longer work. It is time for a new era of responsibility and reform. Now, I reject how the leaders in Wisconsin and Ohio are exploiting their financial crisis to achieve a political goal. That is not the right course for Chicago's future. However, doing everything the same way we always have is not the right course for Chicago's future either. We will do no favors for our city employees and our taxpayers if we let outdated rules and outmoded practices make important government services too costly to deliver. Now, I fully understand there will be those who oppose my efforts to reform our schools, to cut costs, and to make government more effective. Some are sure to say, this is the way we do things. We can't try something new. Those are the rules. We can't change them. That is a prescription for failure that Chicago will not accept. Given the challenges we face, we need to look for better ways and smarter ways to meet our responsibilities. So when I ask for new policies, I guarantee the one answer I will not tolerate is, we've never done it that way before. Chicago is the city of yes we can, not no we can't. From now on, when it comes to change, Chicago will not take no for an answer. Finally, we need Chicago to be the best place in America to start a business, create jobs, and gain the knowledge and skills to fill the jobs of tomorrow. In the last decade, Chicago lost 200,000 residents. No great city can thrive by shrinking. The best way to keep people from leaving is to attract the jobs that give them a good reason to stay. The jobs of tomorrow will go to those cities that produce the workforce of tomorrow. So we must make sure that every student who graduates from our high schools has a foundation for a good career or the opportunity to go to college. We must pass the Illinois DREAM Act so the children of undocumented immigrants have the chance to go to college. And we must make sure that our city colleges are graduating students that businesses want to hire. If Chicago builds the skilled and knowledgeable workforce, the businesses and the jobs of the future will be the path to our city. Stronger schools, safer streets, an affordable and effective government, good-paying jobs. These are the fundamental challenges confronting our city. If we can get these things right, nothing can stop Chicago, and people will come to see a city on the move. And we can only get them right by working together. I pledge to you today, that's exactly what we're going to do. City council members, new and old, I reach out a hand of mutual respect and cooperation, and I welcome your ideas for change. That also goes for businesses large and small, and for all our labor unions. It goes for organizations from every neighborhood and our charitable and academic institutions. All of us have a role to play in writing Chicago's next chapter. And when anyone open to change will have a seat at that table. Together, we can renew and strengthen our city, community by community, business by business, neighborhood by neighborhood, and block by block. None of what we must overcome will be easy. But I know this in my heart. The challenges for the city of Chicago are no match for the character of the people of Chicago. I believe in our city. I believe in our city because I know who we are and what we're made of. The pride of every ethnic, religious, and economic background, and nearly 3 million strong. Almost 140 years ago, a great fire devastated Chicago. Some thought we would never recover. An entire city had to be rebuilt from the ground up, and it was. That is how we earned the title of the Second City. Less than 100 years later, portions of our city burned once again. They were ignited by the murder of Dr. Martin Luther King and the injustices he fought to overcome. Chicago still bears some of the scars from that time. And while there is still work to do, we have made substantial progress. Look at the three of us who are being sworn in today. Treasurer Stephanie Neely and Clerk Susana Mendoza. Both are superb public servants who represent the best of our city. They are among a new generation of smart and capable civic leaders. I think it's fair to say we are not our parents' Chicago. An African American whose family came from Grenada, Mississippi in the Great Migration North. A daughter of immigrants who came from Mexico. A son of an Israeli immigrant who came from Tel Aviv, and a grandson of immigrants from Eastern Europe. Our parents and our grandparents came not just to any city. They came to America City. They came to Chicago.